Have you ever wondered what to look out for when buying new rainbow fish from your store so you know that you're leaving with the healthiest fish possible? Well, let's take a look. Rainbow fish are not the most expensive fish that you can add to your aquarium, but on saying that, they're also not the cheapest fish you can add either. So when you're leaving your local fish store, you want to make sure you're leaving there with the healthiest fish you can possibly leave with. So you need to be looking at the fish's condition, its behaviour. Is it feeding? Is it pooping? What does that poop look like? The difference between a healthy poop and an unhealthy poop. Well, we'll cover all these points in today's video. But we'll start by going over the colour of your rainbow fish. Now, in stock tank conditions within your local fish store, their colours aren't going to be as vibrant as what they are when you get them home and they're settled in your aquarium. But you do want to be looking out for some decent colour within the fish, and that colour should be complete. And what I mean by that, it shouldn't be missing or patchy, unless obviously that's typical of that certain species. But a lack of colour can be an indication of bad health. The fish you're buying, there shouldn't be any visible signs of any open sores or any visible ulcers or boils or skin problems such as peeling scales. Then you want to be looking at the fins. Are the fins long and flowing? Are there any signs of any tears? Do they look ragged? Are they even missing all the fins? They should be lovely and flowing and intact and tear free. Are the fins collapsed? Or have they clamped shut? If they've clamped shut or they are collapsed, this could be a sign of white spot, ick, or even velvet. You also want to be looking at the scales of the fish. Are they flat and smooth? Are they not protruding away from the body? Is the body bloated? These are all signs of an indication it could have dropsy. Dropsy is a sign of kidney failure within the fish. Although its stomach should be well rounded, it shouldn't be sunken or concave. A sunken stomach can be a sign of an internal bacterial infection or a parasite. But if the fish is looking thin, it could also be a sign of lack of food. So when you're in the store, ask them to feed the fish so you can see the fish feeding. If the fish is feeding, that's a great indication that it's healthy. As with all living things, when food goes in, it must also come out. So look at its poop. Does it poop? Does it look dark in colour as it should do? If it's lighter in colour, then that could be a sign of an intestinal infection. A great indication for healthy fish are its eyes. Its eyes should always be clear. You don't want to be getting fish that have cloudy eyes or even eyes that have popped out. These could be signs of a bacterial infection, a fungal infection, or parasites. Parasites are also something you need to be looking out for. Quite a visible parasite that affects rainbow fish is the anchorworm. So when you're selecting your fish, just check that there is nothing attached to its body that should not be there. So these are all the physical things you need to take into account when you're buying your rainbow fish. But you also need to look at its general behaviour. Is it swimming naturally? And when I say naturally, is it swimming horizontally? Because if its head's facing up or its head's facing down, this could indicate that there's a swim bladder problem. Is the fish swimming with ease? Or is it continually fighting to stay afloat? Or is it resting on the bottom? Or is it lay on a leaf all the time? These are all indications that the fish is not healthy. You also need to look at its breathing. Is it breathing heavily? Or is it up at the top of the surface gasping for air? These are all things that you need to really avoid when you're selecting a healthy fish. Buying unhealthy fish will obviously have a massive impact on your pocket, but it will also have a devastating effect on your aquarium. And if you'd like to know what other things that can have a devastating effect on your aquarium, then I suggest you watch this video next.